This is the most important space.
When I realised I'm being used for that purpose, I was like, what?
Nobody is like holding anybody accountable to even have these conversations.
Anybody.
We can't even have these conversations. Yeah, there's no HR.
So I reversed the psychology and I was making men uncomfortable from day one.
Whenever I'm in the studio, I purposely have to like shout and raise my voice to even be heard. Like, if the shoe fits.
Wow, what am I saying today? Welcome to the first episode of Red Dress Talk. I'm here today with my beautiful guest. First of all, Kayess,
Hi guys.
the beautiful singer, Manchester personality, as well as marketing specialist.
What an intro.
A second, Roukaya, the singer, soon to be engineer and producer. Most amazing performer and the performer of my jingle for this Red Dress Talk.
The secret's out.
It's out, guys.
The secret is out, guys.
As you can see, we're all wearing red dresses. Besides the actual title, what it is for me, it's like a symbol of empowerment, symbol of confidence and sexiness. Now, ladies, we're going to start with part one. How are you feeling so far?
I'm excited.
I'm excited. I'm a little bit nervous. I feel like when you say you're nervous, it just gets it out there. So
Yeah. Like now, if I say it, then that means I'm not nervous anymore.
In that first part, what we're going to talk about is what kind of you really wanted to voice your opinions on, which is women's struggles in male-dominated industries, because we do know something about that, don't we?
Yes, we do.
Yes.
We know a lot about that. Unfortunately, we know a lot about that.
Yes.
So my background, beside working in creative industry, I also work in properties. I feel like working in properties did kind of give me a background and like set of ground of working with men in creative industries.
Yeah.
Because I already know how it goes.
And especially in the corporate world as well, because things go totally different in the corporate versus the creative world.
Absolutely. So me and you, Kayess, we had a conversation not long ago. One of the things that is stuck in my mind is like how you said you need to adjust your personality in a room full of men to be able to be heard.
Yeah.
Can you talk more about that?
Yeah, it's so true, because I think there's like a lot of like, and you'll vouch for this, like as a woman, there's, and a lot in the same with race, there's a lot of microaggressions and there's a lot of like, you know, a lot of obvious things. And funnily enough, the micro ones are actually the more draining ones, I would find. So it's like, I don't know about you, but I find that when I'm in the studio, and even to a degree, it's not even anything against men. It's just factual that men speak louder than women. So whenever I'm in the studio, I purposely have to like shout and raise my voice to even be heard.
We don't need to go to the room and like, oh, I'm here, I'm a woman, listen to me. We should be able to sit down and speak and be heard.
Yeah, and I think the other thing as well is like when I walk into a room, just as a male would walk into a room, like see me as a professional. Like just because we are beautiful and because we have all these things, like why am I seen as like an object as soon as I walk into a room? Like that should be the last thing. And I've had conversations with people in the industry because we're all humans. You know, you meet people in the industry that you might find attractive and things like that. But it's like, let's establish a business relationship first. And then if something does flourish from that, then we can see. But at least I know that there's that respect there and that kind of like balance and boundary. But I do also think there is a responsibility of us as women as well, which is difficult when you're younger because you don't really know yourself as much. But I think it's also about us having our own boundaries as well and being a bit more clearer on, I'm not comfortable with that.
Sometimes you have to like experience it in order to grow from it and learn from it.
So Roukaya, when it comes to our audience, we're going to have some young girls, 19, listening to this show. And would you have like a word of advice? Because they don't want to go through all those experiences that you went through. I think we're like paving the way. Do you have any
Especially,
advice?
sorry, just to add to your question as well, especially as someone that's studying vocal engineering, which is a very male-dominated industry. So yeah, I'd be interested with that.
I think, well, like we were talking about, communication is definitely key. And if you're not comfortable with something, speak up, because like it's never going to be a better place if we don't start from somewhere and if people don't start speaking up. And like it's not the be all and end all if you do speak up and they don't like that. Like that's not the only person you're ever going to meet in the industry. It's not the only person you're ever going to work with. You know, like there's going to be other people that are on the same like in the same mind frame as you,
Yeah.
and that will respect your boundaries and will respect what you've got to say.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. And I think even like exactly like you hit the nail on the head there. That's why I was like clicking, because I was like, you shouldn't, if you voice your opinion, and this goes with anything like friendships, relationships, anything, if you voice how you feel and the other person doesn't respect that, then they're not supposed to be in your life anyway.
But what is very important, we need to do it from day one.
Yeah.
Because if you're super nice and saying yes to everything at the beginning, it will take you time to go back to being assertive.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, from day one, we need to step in of like, listen. So even at my day-to-day work in properties, I had to go to extremes
Yeah.
because all the little bits and like trying to earn my respect towards me would not work. So I reversed the psychology and I was making men uncomfortable from day one. You know, all the sexual comments you would get,
Yeah.
I would throw them first.
Yeah.
Throw them back.
But
Yeah, I love
I would throw them,
like
I would throw
catcalling.
them at myself. That shows
Yeah.
confidence.
Yeah.
So I would come like, oh, I had the hottest dream last night. And I'm like, oh. Literally, it works. I don't advise it, but it does work for me, okay? I will go to extremes just to make sure I feel confident in my environment.
Yeah.
If it means that I need to put myself as an object by myself, not by anybody else, it don't work for me. Now I walk in the room, I'm like, whoa, she say this time.
Yeah.
And I'm happy with that. But I do understand that not every personality can take it. Making men uncomfortable it's just a way of taking that target of myself.
Yeah, you
know
feel
what
like
I
it's a
mean?
way for you to take your power back as
Yeah.
well.
Exactly.
Like, yeah.
It can go right, it can go wrong, but at least you're confident in it. When it comes to your experiences so far, Kayess, would you say that mixing business and private life is possible in creative industry, or you would advise against it?
I feel like if you're talking about relationships, I've never been in that position, but I can't imagine it would be a good idea. I personally feel like mixing business and pleasure is not a good idea. I feel like we all may end up straying that way at some point, which is, like I said, my comment
Natural.
before, you know, we're all human beings, and especially a lot of the time in the creative industry, like you work very closely with a lot of people. But I think it's just, it's really frustrating, but as a woman, you've just got to have those extra strong boundaries. Like for me, I feel like I said, I feel like I can't fully comment because I've never like experienced that and mixed, but it's like, yeah, I can just imagine to keep those two separate, because I just feel like, and this is probably a negative thing because of how society is, but I just feel like, I have to work hard enough as it is to be taken seriously in this space. So for then me to mix that, I'm like, is that then blurring the lines with the respect that I demand?
It is a risk.
If that makes sense.
Yes, it is a risk taking.
But I won't say there's like anything wrong with it. I think it's very much down to each individual person, your capacity, your growth, sort of that kind of thing. But me personally, yeah, I would keep the two separate.
They say it for a reason, don't they? They say don't mix business and pleasure. They say don't mix business and pleasure for a reason. But like you say, I think it's how close you guys are.
Yeah.
So like if you're, I don't know, like if you're working together in like a really, really close capacity and also mixing that side of things, then it could get a bit sticky. But say, for example, you're both musicians and you don't necessarily work together.
Yeah.
Like it's inevitable that you're going to maybe be attracted to this person because you've got very similar interests and you're in the same scene. You see a lot of them. Like, so I think it's just like, again, knowing your boundaries in that situation and just
Absolutely.
making sure it's
I
not too
think
close
don't
to home.
don't
like.
say like no, never ever have I ever, because it will happen, but be smart about it.
Yeah, and I think the real problem, which I say all the time, which I feel like I should get tattooed on me, is there's no HR department in the music industry.
Yeah.
Like anywhere you go to
Non-existent.
work, any job that you have, there's an HR department. They even have like rules and regulations in the workplace, sexual harassment, all these different things. In the music industry, there isn't one. It's just a free for all. So that's why I really, really stress to like anyone that chooses to run a studio, own a studio, be a producer, work with people, you have to be on it. When it comes to communication, transparency, all that, like you've got to be on it. And to me, there's no excuses, because you're working with young, vulnerable people, not just women, just young people, you know what I mean? We're all impressionable when we're young. So I think because there's no HR in the industry, unfortunately, it's upon ourselves to maintain that.
Yeah.
But also there's a big responsibility there with the owners of these studios and
Absolutely.
these labels and the, you know, all that
I would
thing.
inspire other women and also men to be that protective force around, especially if someone is of a young age, because they don't have that confidence and experience just yet. And if you feel like someone around you that you work with feels uncomfortable, take a beat. Like,
Yeah.
you okay? Everything okay? No one takes that time to like double check if people are comfortable. They just gotta go with the flow. Another thing that I noticed that it's a bit dangerous within creative industry is when men think or try to gain more power and respect from other men by, I don't want to say we're hooking up, because it's not always about intimacy. Sometimes it's about dates. I won this woman over better than you. When I realized I'm being used for that purpose, I was like, what? Are you
Yeah.
serious? How you as a man take your power of using a woman? Have you ever experienced that?
I don't know if I have.
I don't
you?
think I've never experienced
That's
it
the thing.
firsthand.
Yeah,
like,
I've heard
know about
stories.
it.
I
Like,
think that's an interesting point though as well. Like I was speaking to someone the other day and saying how like we feel like I'm going quite like deep from where you've just gone. But in terms of like sexual assault and being assaulted, like I don't know a single woman. I don't know anyone that hasn't had a negative experience. I don't know a single person. So you know when you think like how many of us actually go through it, but then also as you were saying, like speaking about it as well.
At the same time, it can be very romantic and cute. And after
Yeah.
time, you realize it was all politics.
Kind of is, yeah. Because I think my thing as well is like in anything, in any form of business, and like I probably sound really cynical saying this, but it's like you just don't trust anyone. I don't trust anyone. I go into any business situation and just assume that you're gonna screw me over. And if you don't, then winner and we'll move on. And it's not even,
Celebration.
you know what I mean? And it's not even in a way to be like, oh, I'm pessimistic and like I think you're a horrible person. It's just it's a protective thing.
yeah, I
like-
don't think it's that. I think you wouldn't have that guard up if you were shown otherwise. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like you've experienced it and you've had to put that guard up
Yeah.
because of what's happened. So
Yeah.
nobody can blame you for that.
Yeah. And now it's like my wall's up and then it's like it gets broken. Like I kind of put people I used to put people on 100 and then it'd get knocked down, knocked down, knocked down, knocked down, and then I'd be like, all right, you're on 10 now. Whereas now everyone starts at 0.
Yes, but don't get me wrong. We're not telling like, oh, be scared.
Yeah,
Look
no.
around every corner, but be aware.
Yeah.
Be aware and also just don't be afraid to speak your voice. Like honestly, I'm 29 this year and I feel like I wasted so much of my life because I cared about what people thought
Pleasing
about what I was going to say.
others.
Yeah, exactly that. People pleasing, thinking, oh, yeah, but that's why I was proper clicking before because like what you said just proper hit home of, you know, saying things and then feeling like, oh yeah, but if I say this, what if they don't want to work with me? Who cares?
Yeah, you'll
There's a
find-
million
yeah.
other producers or a million other people you can work with out there. Like if that's the case, then
Where your morals align.
exactly.
Kaya, I think you're quite good at calling people out without telling who it is. We just they're wondering, but someone did something wrong.
No.
Who is it?
They know that I. They don't know that I know that
middle
we
name.
know.
But end of the day, it doesn't matter who is it. It's a matter of like experience, and you just like say, no, this is not right.
It's a matter of speaking about it as well. Like
Yes.
going back to the whole lack of HR thing, nobody is like holding anybody accountable to
You
even
can't
have these
complain to
conversations.
anybody.
We can't even have these conversations
Yeah.
because there's no HR.
Yeah.
Well,
No.
this place,
Yeah, we are the HR.
We say HR.
honestly, this is the place to. You can call it vent. I don't care, but we need to speak our mind, tell the truth, and how we feel about it.
Yeah, it's so important because people have even said to me like, "Oh, well," because obviously I feel like loads of the time you just feel like you're just moaning, but you're not. You're just voicing your opinion, and people are like, "Well, what do you think would help the industry?" And I'm like, "Well, I've got a few ideas, but there's no silver bullet for anything. But the first place we can start is this
Conversation.
Like this is the most important space, like opening conversations, and exactly like you said, you don't need to call people out. And I think also on that, I think as artists, when we speak about issues that bother us, people think like, oh, this is about me. Oh, this is about me. And it's like, we're speaking generally about the industry as well.
Where
Like,
I'm from,
we all go through the same thing.
Eastern Europe, there's a saying, when you hit the table, you can hear the scissors.
I love that.
So basically, if you think it's about you, it probably is.
Yeah, or like ours is like if the shoe fits. If
Wear
the
it,
shoe
baby.
fits.
Wear it.
Ladies, thank you so much for this very important conversation we just had. It's going to be wrapped for a part 2 of the first episode of
Red dress.
Red dress talk.
That's it. I just want to say thank you for your time. And I want to ask all the viewers to right now, not in a week, not in a month, please subscribe, because those conversations are very important to be heard, to be shared. And I want your opinions as well. So you know what it is, folks, the comments. Next week on Thursday, you're going to see the part 2 where we're going to speak about something that we've got all in common. Stay tuned.